All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to All You Can Eat Chelsea episode 228. Wow, man, we're slowly but surely nearing that 225, 200, no, sorry, not 225, 250, 250 episodes, man, which is a quarter of 1,000, which is incredible, man. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. Big up, lads. Good to see you guys all at the headquarters again. International break, but it is the final week of the international break, and then we've got a whole heap of fixtures to look forward to. Javon, it's good to see you back, brother. How you doing?
What's up? I'm doing well. I'm not sick anymore, and I have freed up some time to start dropping content again. Work has been crazy, people, and I am back. Chelsea are 7 points out of 9, and loving life. We're back in the Champions League, and Champions League resumes next week, people. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm just here to get into the conversation. Hope everyone is doing well on the panel.
Very excited. Very excited indeed, man. Can't wait to talk a little bit about, not a little bit, a lot about Champions League. I think that's going to be fun. Baba is unavailable, so I think he's traveling during this time of the week. He's always on the travel. But look, ladies and gentlemen, Baba is a superstar in India. Like, you guys need to understand, it's not easy. This guy's literally doing shows with Indian footballers, like in production, legends of their country. Like, we're not dealing with a normal human being here. Do you know what I mean? It's very difficult. It's very difficult to get him on because he's always booked out these days. Matisse will hopefully be here very, very soon. Maybe like
that alarm that went off. You see that alarm that went off for everyone? I don't know if you guys got the notification where he was. Yeah, there was this notification that went off on iPhones everywhere in the UK. Like, and it like blaring loud. Yeah. That's what Matisse needs. Matisse needs something like that. We need to invest in something for this guy to wake up, because boy, he's gonna come today with another excuse, Miss. It's gonna be like, I left my dog in the washing machine, you know. I had
to... and the washing machine's broken. You know what? Look, I can understand, man. Matisse is just non-stop. So,
hey, Matisse is turning into the UK version of Baba. So
that is true.
True. That's true. I don't know whether Big Six was on last night. I'm
it was
sure.
And I'm on, or was it a Colin show?
Oh, maybe a Colin show. Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. So it was on. So he might be late because of that. Don, big up, brother. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Obviously, boring break, man. Like, England played today. I don't even know who we're playing today. Is it Slovakia? I don't even know.
Serbia. Mighty Serbia.
You know what? This might be worth watching, because all the other matches for England has just been
Andorra.
Rubbish.
Andorra. Madueke ripping it up as he always does for England. You know what I'm saying? He normally does well for England. But yeah, man, it's been good to just kind of sort of refresh again, man. I feel like the break came at a good time for the team, because I feel like we're yet to come out of second gear. You know what I'm saying?
I think so.
Brentford will be interesting, because people assuming that they've just gone to shit. I've been watching them, man. They haven't. They still look up. They still look up. Trust me,
shit.
I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as what we initially thought.
I thought three points in the bag, but maybe not. We'll wait till what Don has to say. Yunus, brother, good to have you back. The Algerian Titan, as they call you. But Algeria, I don't think, has qualified for the World Cup as yet, right? I saw some of your posts yesterday. You seemed a little bit disappointed.
We don't need to talk.
Oh, wait.
I know
these ones.
No, yesterday was frustrating. It was frustrating because, I think it wouldn't have been done completely mathematically, but we didn't win. We drew. I don't know why we were scared or something. Like, we were set up in a way. It was like watching. What analogy can I bring here? Tony Pulis.
Tony Pulis. Wow.
Tony Pulis. I was just long ball and hope. And I'm like, what the flip? What are we doing here? So
Stoke City settings.
Well, I don't understand. The players that were meant to play were all benched. I'm like, anyway, we're going to welcome Somalia and get the job done.
Is Tony Pulis the manager of Algeria?
Say again?
Is Tony Pulis the manager of Algeria or something?
You'd think yesterday, yeah. You'd think.
Oh man.
So, no, yeah, this international break has not been brilliant, even with England as well. The Andorra game, I mean, yeah, Serbia tonight. I'm just glad. I echo what Donna said. I'm just glad that we've got players that have rested, got players that have come back to training. We've got, like, for Chelsea, this couldn't have been a better time. So hopefully we can use it.
I agree, man. I agree. And I saw some training pictures yesterday, and I saw that Enzo Fernandez. I thought, for some reason, I thought he was with the Argentinian national team, and obviously he didn't play against whoever Argentina played the last match. I thought maybe he's going to play in the next one, and then some people have been saying that he was red carded the previous international break, so he was out for 2 matches. So that was timely. That was very, very timely. That he's got to rest. Lavia, we see some pictures of Lavia. The one that, look, before I talk about the upcoming fixtures, I just want to quickly say, I know the lads have said that it's quite boring, and it has been quite boring, but special mention to a few of the players that have actually done well. Like Cucurella has been smoking it up for Spain, by the way. Spain 6-0 against 6-0 against Turkey, and then what a goal that Javon said against whoever he played. I can't remember anymore. Norway, I don't know. But
I think it's becoming more popular now that he's the best left back in the world. Like, I'm seeing even Spanish Barcelona fans. Yeah, they say he's better than Baldi and that. Yeah.
Hey! Let them continue to undermine him. That's how I like it.
He's looking good, man. He's looking good. And then shout out to Pedro Neto. I think got an assist for Cristiano Ronaldo. It was a nice little assist there. Esteval Willian, Man of the Match award for Brazil. Like, fantastic. I'm sure there are other bits and pieces, but we'll kick things off from here. I'll start things off with Yunus here. Yunus, Brentford coming up. Our man, Moises Caicedo, I want to talk a little bit about Moises Caicedo. He's in the international duty, but he didn't play against Paraguay because they're just managing him, or some sort of complaint about some niggly stuff that he's feeling, and he didn't play that match, right, for Ecuador. He is, however, going to play against Argentina, which I believe is tomorrow, past midnight for you guys, tomorrow for me in the morning. Big clash, Ecuador versus Argentina in the World Cup qualification. I think Argentina's qualified, but Ecuador, I think, will still go for it, and Moises Caicedo will play. Yunus, I'm a bit concerned that I know previously I've said the best players need to play every game. I get it. But when you throw in international games as well, and the way Moises Caicedo applies himself every game, covers so much ground, he's so intense, he's so, like, full throttle, throws the kitchen sink. Yunus, by the time he finishes the game against Argentina and he returns back to Chelsea, would it be wise for him to start against Brentford? Or do you think this guy, we need to look after this guy for the long run? What do you think?
Yeah, look, thank goodness he didn't play that last game, because then we can say, yeah, he's technically only gone on international break to play 1 game, not 2, like most would have. So in that instance, cool. At the end of the day, it's one of those things where, we wish we all had it our way, but it's just not the reality. Like, I would love if he didn't play.
Is that
and
good?
Obviously, if this was for Ecuador, by the way, not for Chelsea, of course. But we have to acknowledge from last season, Club World Cup, this is why we're having this conversation. If not in normal circumstances, at the end of the day, players are going to play for their countries. They're going to come back. They're going to play for their clubs. This is the highest level. You got to hack it. End of story. But considering the Club World Cup, considering the continuation from last season, we know all of this. This is the mitigating circumstance that we've got to be careful of. I would say he's playing tomorrow. Cool. We have to start him against Brentford, but I would consider to take him off and not play the full 90. Because then after we got Bayern Munich, he's got to play Bayern Munich. End of story.
He has to.
The thing is as well, we have to also bear in mind, some people will be like, no, yeah, just give Caicedo a rest. Asugo was also
injured as well.
brought back, well, not brought back to Chelsea, but brought back on international duty because he felt something. So at the end of the day, Caicedo is going to play against Brentford. What I would do is hopefully if we can just manage the game and get a good result in the bag, then early on, then take him off and then we can manage the minutes, at least. Because Bayern Munich, Caicedo has to play at the Allianz Arena. No questions.
But Bayern Munich, he's a must, Don. 100% Caicedo is a must. Don, are you concerned? Like, he's being rested. There was concerns about before the Fulham game as well, a couple of days before that. He's got some... And he only trained once before the Fulham game. And it's still busted. But are we pushing this player so much like that he may fall off the edge and it might be a prolonged... I mean, I'm hoping not. But how are you feeling about these fixtures that are coming up and the international situation as well?
This guy's from Ecuador, bro. Yeah. These Ecuadorians eat a lot of plantain, bro. A lot of protein. You know what I'm saying, bro? A lot of they're strong. Yeah. These guys are strong, bro. So on that front, I'm not really worried about that. What I want to see more though is Asugo actually starting to get a few more minutes, man. Like, I think against Fulham, I don't know if he was injured in that game, but he didn't. We haven't seen him play in the Prem once. Actually, I don't think we've seen him play in the Prem once. But the last time we saw him was in pre-season, right? So right now, Caicedo, start him still, but like Eunice is saying, use Asugo more. Even if you bring Santos off the bench and you keep Enzo on the pitch, Santos is very good at winning the ball back, right? I've got no problems with Santos coming on and Caicedo. You know what I'm saying? Shout. So there's solutions there. There's solutions there right now, man, because we can't be... He's too important to be losing for a prolonged period of time, man. This guy is our heart in the midfield. You know what I mean? It helps our defense so much, right? So we need him. We need him, man.
And you know what, Javon? Like, piggybacking off what Don said, like, he's such an important factor for us in midfield. When you don't play him, it's so obvious to see that he's not there in midfield. I guess one positive out of all of that, Javon, is that Enzo Fernandez didn't go to international break. So he's now had a full good rest. Enzo Fernandez, even though he's got the goals and the assists to show in the early parts, it doesn't feel like he's really clicked into gears as yet, which is fine and understandable. It's early parts of the season. But how much of that rest would probably help Enzo Fernandez? And then we're seeing Romeo Lavia also back in training. I think Enzo Maresca really needs to now juggle that midfield around as much as he can, because you don't want to burn out Caicedo at the end of the day.
Listen, I was just on a recording from my channel where we were talking about we were talking about Moises Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and basically the Chelsea midfield and how underrated they are to the world because they haven't done it on the world stage, which is the UCL. I said that to say this. I wouldn't play Caicedo at all against Brentford because we have other options in that position. This is our first Champions League game coming up next week, right? I need us to put out a showing that, hey, we're back in this competition and we're here. And players like Moises Caicedo can prove a point at the best, at the highest stage in football in the world. So I wouldn't play him against Brentford. I would use the options I have. I would start Andre Santos, who's done great for Brazil over the international break, playing in that deeper position, right? Because he playing in that deeper position. I would start him. I'll play him alongside Enzo Fernandez, and then I would bring on Asugo. If Asugo is fully fit, I'm starting him. I'm giving him a chance. I know Dan we were talking backstage, and Dan was saying Brentford is not a joke anymore. Brentford is not a joke team because they lost Thomas Frank and some of the players. But we should still have those options that are good enough to boss the midfield and overcome Brentford. For me, for the next couple of games coming up, Champions League is the biggest game. It's a return on the world stage. It's a return for some of these players who's never played Champions League football that we know are top quality and world class. So, i.e. Moises Caicedo, I'm saving them for that Champions League game. And it's Maresca's first Champions League game. You know? So we need all the options that are fully fit, are close to fully fit as much as possible. So for me, Brentford, I'm not overlooking the game. I'm just saying we have other options that can step in for Caicedo. We don't. It's not like last season where we need to rely on him week in, week out. We know we have options to give him a proper rest. And if worst case scenario, you have him on the bench against Brentford, so you can put him on.
Who would you play?
Okay, based on what from what I've seen over the international break, I'm starting Andre Santos, Enzo Fernandez. Palmer's back, right? I think he's back because they said he would be back after the international break.
Yeah, I don't think he's fully back. I think he might miss one more week.
Mm.
But if that's the case, my midfield would look like Isugo, if he's fit, Andre Santos, and Enzo Fernandez. And I'm expecting Enzo Fernandez to run the midfield or guide the midfield. You understand? And then I would have Palmer and Caicedo on the bench to come on and change it if anything, because we have these options. Or, dare I say, Reece James in midfield. I know we may not like it as much, but dare I say, Reece James, Enzo Fernandez, and Andre Santos in midfield.
Do you know what, Eunice? Let's talk serious, bro, because after what Javon's just said, it's made me start to think more deeper about these fixtures. I don't want to take Premier League lightly because I'm focused. I'm locked in with Premier League this season, right? But what Javon's saying, Champions League is, bro, we can do some damage there. It's our first game back into the Champions League, and it's against Bayern Munich as well. I mean, Eunice, is it a time to start juggling a little bit here? Like, theoretically speaking, Joao Pedro has played a full game, almost near to a full game against whoever Brazil played. Why can't I seem to remember? Who did Brazil play?
Chile.
Was it Chile?
Chile, yeah, Chile. And he took a big knock, which then made him throw up. So I'm not really sure whether he's going to start this next game. I believe it's an easier game for Brazil. I think
he was fine after that. He ran into Martinelli, but he played on after that.
He played on after that.
Yeah.
He was allergic to the scrub.
I don't know whether he's going to start against Bolivia. I think that's the next one that they're playing. But bottom line, what I'm trying to say is that, Eunice, some of these South American lads, besides Enzo Fernandez, who's the travel is long as well. And Reece James, we know, generally doesn't play back-to-back. You know, he's played against Andorra. I don't know whether he's going to feature against Slovakia and then back it up for Chelsea. Eunice, seriously, how you're shaping up this team against Brentford and also Bayern Munich?
This is why, like, I get where Javon's coming from as well, specifically, right? But at the same time, this is why I wouldn't mind starting him against Brentford. Try and kill off the game to an extent, and then bring him off to just manage the rest of the game. I wouldn't want to play him the full 90, but I think there is a capacity there to just get something, but one for continuation, as you said, because I don't want us to get into a rhythm of just constantly chopping and changing all the time. You got to do that sometimes. There has to be some rotation, but to do that like frequently, then you don't get any rhythm, right? And I do feel like we need to find some sort of a rhythm, although minutes need to be managed. But Brentford as well, despite who they've lost, I think they've got more reason to actually try and be more physical with us and to even make life harder for us and actually try and chase the game. I don't see Brentford chasing the game because I don't think they've got the facilities for that.
Who's home, by the way?
The players that they've lost.
We're playing them away. We're playing them away.
No, we're playing them away. We're going away. It's away from
Yeah.
So I feel like, this is like for them, they're just going to try and be in our faces and just try and run us ragged. And I feel like without a little bit of Caicedo, I feel like we might have something missing in that midfield. Now, I will consider on one aspect, I wouldn't want to put Reece James in midfield, and I don't know. I don't feel too comfortable with that. If Isugo is available and he's fit, I wouldn't mind going with Isugo for one game. I wouldn't mind because I feel like he can do a job, right? Mm-hmm. But that's the only way. That's my only exception. I feel like in order just to be comfortable, because we can't not prioritize Premier League as well, especially these sort of games. Like this is where we saw the way that we dropped points against Palace at home for the first game.
Yeah.
We don't want that to be a recurring theme just because we're missing one player. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully we get the job done. But if I do have to prioritize right now, for sure, the Bayern Munich game, we need everyone at their best. So hopefully Sugol is ready.
Really quickly. My only rebuttal to that is, again, we can't just factor in the last couple of games. Caicedo played almost every game last season as well. I for some reason I feel like we're running close to him being out for a few games, and then we're saying, oh, why didn't we rest him here? Why didn't we rest him there? You understand? At this point, we have the depth. I'm not saying make the changes now, and every time before we play a Champions League game, we're going to do the same thing. I'm just saying, at this point, we already got injuries before the international break. We're coming back from the international break. Some of the players still felt something on the international break. It kind of feels like the time to trust our midfield depth to a certain extent.
To be fair, I will add this, right? Because I feel like Chelsea at the moment are actually managing minutes of players correctly. And they're not taking risks where risks don't need to be taken. So I feel like even against Brentford, if we do see Caicedo start, I feel like the due diligence would have been done and they're certain that Caicedo can play. And if he doesn't start, then we know he's being protected. I feel like we've done that with Reece James. We're still currently doing that with Lavia. There is an element of players will play only if we know they can hack it. If not, we won't take the risk. So we'll get our answer on match day, I think, anyway.
Matisse, big up, brother. Good to have you on the show. Good,
Very well,
bro. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, man. I'll tell you after the show what's been going on, but boy, these crackheads are playing with me this morning. But
oh shit!
You know what? Yeah, people be like, you think you've made it? You ain't made it till you move house. I'm telling you that. this area I'm living in will keep me humble for many years to come.
Oh shit!
But no, listen, I'm hearing a lot about resting players and stuff. Listen, it sounds like we're gonna have to take a couple man out. I heard about Cucurella as well.
Before I let you loose, I want to give you a bit of context. The reason why we're talking about all of this is because some of our lads, like for example, Caicedo, he's got a big game coming up against Argentina, which is going to happen overnight, right? He missed out on the last one because he was resting, because he was feeling some niggly issues or whatever. Same sort of conversation that took place before the Fulham game as well, but he played. He only had one train. So the conversation that we're having here, I want to get your thoughts as well. Like now, international break's going to be over, and full throttle Brentford. We want to take Premier League seriously, and then Bayern Munich back into Champions League. It's no joke, you know, at Bayern Munich at their home ground. Matisse, some of our players, I feel like they're on the edge. Like we're pushing them. And how you feel about these fixtures that are coming up, bro?
I'm excited, man. This is what we have a squad for. This is what we sign players for. Do you know what I mean? Hato Cucurella is the probably one as well to look at. How many games has Hato played? I know in the Dutch league, but he's played plenty of European football. He's played international football. This is your time to show that your levels, that you're ready to have a contribution. It's not asking these guys that we're talking about to start every single week, but yes, you have to be able to be called upon and to be able to help Chelsea win a game of football. You know, it's not like last season where the B team, we knew, look, we should know that B team was a little bit fugazi in regards to Premier League in terms of Newcastle winning the Carabao Cup. It was built for the Conference League. This is a Champions League campaign. Like, there is no B team. I'm not even interested in this A and B team this season. You're all one team, and be ready to be called upon at any moment. So I'm excited, man. I mean, it's a big week. We have to beat Brentford. Worst case scenario, you're taking a point out of Bayern in the first game and maybe a point out of Old Trafford. But every time I go to Old Trafford, I want to win, man. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep negotiating points with these scrubs. I don't know why our record is the way it is, but I need records to end. I need the status quo to end because they are too bad. Unless they sack their manager again and they get a new manager bounce, then fine. Maybe we can make sense of it. But if they stay with that guy and they stay with that system and they're still got those midfield issues, I need 3 points out of the game.
He'll still be there. When we play them,
he'll still be there.
They're not going to sack him. Regardless of what happens against Man City, the break's done now, isn't it? I think they'll probably do another checkpoint come the next international break, probably, if he's still on the same fuckery, man. But listen, I'm gonna be at Old Trafford, man. My first time going there, so I'm hoping that.
Wow,
bro, Dan. If we lose at Old Trafford, I'm blaming you, bro. the season for Liga.
Oh, you know, I don't know what it is about that stadium, boys. Yeah, remember the first game we had with Lampard, and we went there 4-0. That was not no 4-0 game. I remember Tammy hit the post, the bar. Like
we got counted. We got
counted. Dan James and that. I think Martial banged in that game. It was just a fugazi. It was just a fugazi 4-0. They were just so clinical, and we just kept missing our chances, right? But every time we've gone there recently, if you remember, in the season when we finished 12th, we lost 4-1. I'm pretty sure we conceded 2 penalties in that game. Fofana had an absolute stinker in that game. Enzo was basically by himself in midfield. If you remember, Joao Felix scored as well in that game. The year after with Poch, man started Cucurella at right back. Yeah, Colwell at left back. You had Palmer playing as like an 8. Yeah, the midfield was a mess. Disasi and Silva at the back, centre backs, right? And then last year, I don't know what these lot were on. It was only Caicedo that was really trying to make something happen, bro. And he ended up scoring the equaliser for us as well. So when you actually break it down, it's been a while since we've gone to Old Trafford and actually played well. Yeah, we haven't gone there and played how we did against Liverpool at Anfield, for example, right? Or Man City in Poch's season away, for example. I haven't seen that level of performance against Man United for a minute away, bro. Yeah. So if we play our game, again, big if here, yeah, because mentally, these guys need to be switched on. But we have to go there and make a statement. This season, we need to start changing the narrative about this team a lot more. Yeah. We need to start building, you know, more confidence when we're going to these big teams away and that. Because last year, bro, Man City away, we get embarrassed, you know. At Anfield, okay, cool. We you know, we played well, but we still lost the game, right? Man United away again, Old Trafford away last season, bro. We should have won that game. We come away with a draw. So we need to start winning these games, man. We need to start going away to big stadiums and winning like how we used to, bro.
No, 100%. Don, sorry, Javon, I wanted to ask you, I'm hearing all of these fixtures, right? I'm hearing Matisse I completely forgot that Man United straight after Bayern Munich is also, it's Brentford, Bayern Munich, and then Man United. Javon, I feel like I'm starting to think players like Mark Yu, they're going to be needed. They're going to have to be counted because Joao Pedro, and I don't know how quickly Cole Palmer is going to be back. So Joao Pedro is probably going to have to still Marshall as a number 10, maybe up front. Mark Yu's going to have to do something for us, bro.
Listen, I haven't been here in a while, but I hate seeing Joao Pedro as a 10. I don't know why. I feel like we lose so much. I feel like we lose so much quality up front. I don't like seeing him. I know he does a good job. He does a good job. And I get, if Dilap is there, I get it. I get the physicality that Dilap brings, so it frees up space for him. But I don't like seeing him as a 10. And if I see Mark Yu against Manchester United up front, I'm going to lose it.
Why though? Why?
Oh, you're gonna piss somebody off.
Bro, I'm just giving my honest thoughts. I'm just giving my honest thoughts. For me.
But why though? I want to know.
Don't be too honest,
sir. Can I finish my point? You keep asking me why I'm trying to. You know. All right. Simply because simply because seeing Palmer, for me, my best 11 are my best attacking up front is Neto on the left, Palmer on the 10, Joao Pedro up front, and Estevao on the right. And because the way they can interchange seamlessly, all those positions they can interchange seamlessly. The ball striking capability is there from all 4 of them. The IQ is there from all 4 of them. I just think that's the best front line. And when you play both strikers, you get what happened in the last game where one of our strikers gets injured, right? So it's not necessarily anything about the quality of Mark Yu. We're down to our bare bones in terms of strikers. And we have depth in midfield where you could change things. We could add an extra midfielder that way that you can push Enzo Fernandez a bit forward. We can make those late runs. So he can get those goals and assists that we've been seeing him doing in the past, right? So that's what I think, in my opinion. And on top of that, I think Joao Pedro still gives us the quality when he's playing as an out-and-out 9, especially when Palmer's behind him. The link-up play between him, Palmer, and Estevao is to die for. So what are we talking about? And again, unless we have strikers of similar quality, so perfect example, when Dilap got injured and George came on, what did George do? Because he didn't give us the same physicality that Dilap gave us. So it was pointless. You get what I'm trying to say? Unless we had someone to come off the bench to replicate the whole point of playing two strikers to free up space for Joao Pedro, then it's a mute point.
You don't think Mark Gu could do the same thing as Delap though?
The same in the Premier League physicality, Mark Gu, no.
Not yet.
Why though? Have you seen how physical this kid is, bro? Like this is what I mean, Javon. Yeah, bro. I've seen this guy in person, bro. Number one, I'm pretty sure he's like 6'3". That's number one, yeah. And he's physical, bro. His body, his build. If you look at his build, it's quite similar to how Delap's built as well, right? And like I've said to you lot before, when I was watching his games, like when he was in his teens and that playing with Yamal, he was towering over everyone, bro. Towering over everyone. He's not a small guy. He's physical, bro.
I understand, but is he going to be deployed the same way that Delap is? We've never seen Mark Gu deployed as
They're
that.
similar, bro. They're similar, man. They're very similar how they play, man. They're similar.
I'd have to see.
His pressing is even more ferocious than Delap, if anything. Yeah, his pressing is unbelievable.
Okay, so let me ask you this, right? Would you guys continue, and this is for the entire panel, would you guys continue the entire season, just as though we started? Because yes, we got the wings, but continue playing two strikers for all?
Nah. That's only because Cole Palmer's not around. No, but Cole Palmer still might not be around against Brentford, Bayern Munich, and Man United. He might not be around for that week.
But the reports were he was supposed to be back after the international break, so we may not see him against Brentford, but he should be back for Bayern Munich, and then he should be back for Manchester United. So that's my thing.
But for me, it's dependent on the game, because sometimes I would like to see Cole Palmer on the right, Joao Pedro just off the striker, and the striker. And Joao Pedro, for me, it's not as a natural, normal Cole Palmer 10. But what he does add, which we saw in the last game, is physicality in midfield. When you're playing Enzo and Caicedo, and Enzo, obviously, I don't know what's going on right now. He doesn't seem to be very fully fit or whatever. But he had, a stinker in the first half. Joao Pedro was getting back into midfield. He's winning tackles. He's ball carrying. He's linking play. He's winning headers in his own box. Now, I know we signed him as a striker, but this guy's all-round game is probably already one of the most complete players in this team in terms of what can't he really do? Do you know what I mean? It's just how many things can he do to an elite level we're asking, not really what he can't do. He puts in a lovely cross for Pedro Neto. We see him on the flank in the Club World Cup, causing issues and creating on a 2v1. So for me, yes, I get up front. He scores goals, but sometimes he'll be needed deeper because he looks like he's going to have that level of importance on this team. He's going to need to be having more touches of the ball. So, and I like having two people crash the box. I'm tired of the days of we get the ball out wide, Pedro Neto puts in a cross, there's nobody in there, there's only one guy, and there's 4 or 5 defenders. When Joao Pedro is playing just off, he can ghost. He can kind of be going in unmarked, and then there's 2 physical guys who can head the ball in the box, or he's got more space to head the ball because they're marking the striker. So I think we have to be open to the idea of him playing both positions if we want to be at our best. If we're rubber stamping him to striker with the 10s that we have, which is just Palmer and obviously, the guy on loan from Brighton, Bernate, but I wouldn't do that. And obviously Esteval,
100%.
The winger.
I agree as well, man, because obviously Joao Pedro up top for me is better than Jackson up top because the IQ, the finishing, all-round game, he's a better player, right? But when you're playing him up top, he's quite similar to the likes of Nkuku. He doesn't want to just stay up there, bro. He wants to get involved in the game. But what that does when he's doing that, bro, it now means there's no one up top, right? Because he's gonna come drop deeper. So when he's picking up the ball, he's looking up. There's no one there, bro. There's no one in that zone. That's why you need the likes of Guiu and the likes of Delap. That's why you need a different profile in the team. Because if you do want to play Joao Pedro a little bit deeper, you can still have that box presence, right? When Joao Pedro was playing up top, bro, the amount of times I've seen him, try and link up against Palace, he wasn't really involved in the game because he was just staying up and he was getting frustrated. Yeah, that first game of the season, he wasn't getting any chances created. He wasn't really dropping deep. He was having to stay up there, and you could see he wasn't really enjoying the game, right? Because like Matisse said, he's the type of player that wants to be on the ball. You know what I mean? So when he's playing up top, I want to be seeing some rotations between him and Palmer, bro. Palmer, you go into his position up top, you drop back into Palmer's position, alternate like that. We need fluidity across the front three. Even sometimes, bro, if Pedro drops deep, Neto, you take up that position. Palmer, that's what we need to be doing, bro. You get it?
So that was going to be my point. Yes, that was going to be my point because if you look at how we played in the Club World Cup, when Joao Pedro made that run, Palmer filled the slot and they rotated. That's what I'm looking for with Esteval being in the mix, you know, because the IQ is already there. And there's nothing wrong with Joao Pedro dropping deep and Palmer peeling off him, Esteval peeling off him, Neto peeling off him, you know. It's just more so I really feel uncomfortable knowing that we're playing two players that should be playing striker on the pitch at the same time, because we then get run into issues where there's no one to bring off the bench. Or at that point, if someone gets injured and then you don't have anyone to put up front, that's when the manager's going to make a tactical switch. That's all I'm saying.
Eunice, you were going to say something.
No, so with Joao Pedro, playing as a 10, I think does restrict him a little bit. He can play there. But playing as a 9 doesn't mean that he's going to be playing as an in and out number 9. That was always going to be what Liam Delap was doing. And I think that's what we expect someone like Mark Yu to do. But Joao Pedro, even if he's up top, it's important for him to be in the box at certain times because he can finish. As Donna said, he's a much better finisher. When you think of the chances that we were used to create and we fumbled because we weren't finishing, you put Joao Pedro on the end of those, chances are he's going to be banging in a lot more. So you want him there. But I think he was always brought in with an element of fluidity taken into consideration because he's not an in and out number 9. He is going to be someone that wants to drop a little deeper and get involved. He can have that ability, but at the same time, I think this is what we said at the start of the season, if you remember, during the Club World Cup and then all of that, is when we were seeing these players coming in, we were saying these players are all going to be interchanging amongst themselves because they can. They all have the facilities for that. They all have the capabilities for that. So even Neto can cut inside. Even Esteval can cut inside. Palmer can drift out and cut inside. There's so much movement that I think Joao Pedro just fits in. With Mark Gu playing alongside Joao Pedro, that's an option, I think, for some games. But I think we also need to take into consideration Garnacho is another one now he's involved too, by the way.
I was just going to say Garnacho,
yeah. Mark Gu, from what I've seen so far, in terms when we talk of physicality, Liam Delap is someone that we just know is a presence, right? Because big guy, we know he's strong. We know he's a little bit explosive. Mark Gu, when we say physicality, my understanding, now we're going to get to see him play a little bit more, but from what we've seen, I don't see him as someone who's a powerhouse. I see him as someone who can get in behind defenders. I think in terms of running, he's physical. In terms of strength, I don't know yet, I'll be honest. And from what I've seen, yeah, maybe he can cover a little bit, but I don't think he's quite Liam Delap. So this is where, like, you do also need to take into consideration, we've not seen Delap score goals yet properly, but we've seen how he's helped someone like Joao Pedro have enough space. Or we've seen how he's able to drag a defender out of position because he does have that ability to. Mark Gu, that's something we're going to discover because he's only just come back in and we're going to see if we can really, really hack it at the highest level. He done it in the Conference League. We remember. Now he's here, we'll see. But to just, I think, to rely on him to be able to pull that off without seeing him yet, we don't know. So Joao Pedro, for me, is the number one choice up top, for sure.
Matisse, you were saying that it really depends on how we want to play against opposition. I was actually thinking about that because when you utilize Delap or a Mark Gu, you essentially want your striker to occupy the centre backs. Like you make sure you're taking care of these two centre backs and you're locking them so others can then find space and either run in the channels or in behind, so on and so forth. But if you're playing Joao Pedro, now you don't want Joao Pedro to occupy the two centre backs. You actually want the centre backs to come along with Joao Pedro. Then they leave space in behind, right? So it's how you want to open up the opposition in the likes of Brentford. Brentford most likely are not going to chase Joao Pedro. They're going to sit and have a structured line. And maybe it's probably better to have a Joao Pedro and pack up the midfield so there's more room because Brentford defenders are not going to chase. Maybe against Bayern, I don't know, you play a Gu because you can occupy the two centre backs and allow for others to have a little bit. I don't know. That's just like, is that sort of what your thought was when you said, depending on how you want to open up the opposition?
It's small sample size, isn't it? But I guess what people were looking at after Palace was maybe we could have done with an extra man in there just to create a bit more chaos, a bit more havoc. I think when you're away to teams like Bayern Munich, you know, even Manchester United away, because they should come out, they should want to attack, they should want to try and get a result. You shouldn't need more than probably Joao Pedro up front, because you're going to get the space anyway. You don't need to create it. Like you said, it's already there. You just got to exploit it. And Joao Pedro is a very intelligent player. So you kind of do want him on the end of things, and you do want him making the final decision. If it's not Cole Palmer, maybe it's Joao Pedro making the final pass or the final decision in a counter-attack, because you know he's probably more likely to make the right decision. And then that's where your Garnachos and your Pedro Netos come in. Their off-the-ball movement is going to have to be incredible. You know, we speak about the striker, of course. We're missing some you know, some off-the-ball movement there, but Pedro Neto and Garnacho in this week coming up are going to be massive, because we're going up against teams that should come on to us outside of Brentford next week, and that means they should be exploiting that space like crazy, and they should be then taking advantage of said space. And that's why I was arguing back and forth, not even arguing, I was going back and forth with POIS after Alex on Twitter about Pedro Neto. Look, I'm sensing patterns. Like I said, your future is determined before it's even happened at this football club. I can see the players coming through in your position. I can see what age you are and how much time you have left for resale value. I can see what's around you, and that you are by far and away the most experienced player in the wing position, as well as in the Premier League in terms of seasons notched up, because 2 of them are making their debut seasons in Gittins and Esteval. People like, oh, don't put pressure on him. It's not fair. Welcome to Chelsea Football Club.
Who said that?
This is who I'm arguing with, right? Welcome to Chelsea Football Club. Welcome to signing Gittins and Garnacho. It's going to put more pressure on others who are there. He has to deliver this season, not just for Chelsea, for himself. You know, he has to have a top season. If we're going to be in a title charge, we're going to need output at a very high level, at a very good level, especially if we've got injuries to other attackers, or other attackers are inconsistent because they're young. And I think he's more than capable. My thing is always, if you rate a player, then don't run from having high expectations for said player. Why would you rate the player and then put the expectations down? This guy can definitely score more than 10 goals in a Premier League season.
100%.
If he crashes the box like he did in the last game, when Joao Pedro put that cross in and he's in the right place at the right time. How many times do we see a cross come in from Reece James, or a cross come into the box and there's nobody at the back post? There's nobody crashing the box. It's Enzo, it's Cucurella. Now
on the left side, he's actually meeting the ball on his stronger foot as well.
Exactly. And that's why I always argued. I said this back and forth. I was with Jason Cundy on TalkSport. Pedro Neto can play on the left. This guy on the right, he's not cutting in like Iron Robin. He's not cutting in like Messi. He's not cutting in like Yamal. He's not that surty on his left foot, cutting in, hitting it top bins where he can't play on the left. You put him on the left, you're getting the off the ball movement, you're getting the box crashing, you're still getting the crossing, and you're getting the hard work. So for me, it's never made a difference to me what side he's playing on. Everyone's, he's got to play on the right. I don't care about what.
I think he was meaty on the left, though, man. He was meaty on the left. He could
definitely do a job on the left.
2025, but listen, 2025. It's been two halves. Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, Pedro Neto and Cucurella are building a serious relationship on that left side. Like I don't know about you guys, but I feel Pedro Neto under Maresca is starting to become a very important player for Maresca. Like these are my important players. Like if when I see Enzo Maresca selecting teams, there seems to be a pattern now. Caicedo, I think, automatic selection. Cucurella is an automatic selection. I'm starting to think Pedro Neto is becoming an automatic selection. I'll tell you what. Yes, he gives a lot in attack, but it's that defensive duty that he does as well, man. People seem to underplay that Pedro Neto is literally an additional defender. And people need to understand in the Premier League, and we'll see what happens in the Champions League. In the Premier League, you can so many times get caught out. How many times have we seen Pedro Neto track back and ensure that the oppositions are not are not overlapping us. And he's got the engine then to start a counter. So he's got the engine to recover, defend, and then give and go up again.
And also the touchline winger gimmick is needed on that side more, because Cucurella is not the same type of overlapping fullback that Gusto and Reece James are when they're on that side. So when I'm looking at it, and like how I was looking at it before, is what is the peak level of performance on the right and the left? The right peak level performance is Cole Palmer against PSG, is Esteval, right? And the peak level of performance for Pedro Neto, I'm afraid, is not the level of what I've just said on that side. But what is the peak level of performance on the left? It's Pedro Neto versus Gittins and now Garnacho. That is a much easier battle to win against two people in their first season at the football club than what I've said on the other side. If he actually used Cole Palmer as a right winger, as he did against PSG, and gave the overlap. So,
and it actually resolves a problem as well, because we've all kind of said, yeah, listen, Garnacho and Gittins, they've got all the potential in the world, and they can definitely become better players with the players that we've got and the system that we've got, right? But ideally, you would have wanted a Semenyo or a Rodrigo ahead of them, and then you've got those guys off the bench. So if you play Neto on the left, Matisse, right, internally, you're sorting that problem out. Because if we had signed Neto this summer from Wolves, right, don't forget, everyone wanted this guy, bro. When you talk to any of your fellow ops, Arsenal and that, I would love Neto at Arsenal. I would love Neto at Man City. Like, Man City would still take this guy and start him right now, right? So if Neto was to come in right now, we'd all be saying, yo, okay, start him on the left-hand side, and Esteval can start on the right, which only strengthens our team. Because if you're bringing Gittins off the bench or Garnacho off the bench, you know, that's what their role should be anyway for now. You know what I'm saying? That's what their role should be anyway. Pedro Neto right now, for me, bro, I'm just looking at some of his stats here, because the biggest problem I've had with the guy over the years is his goal scoring. That's literally it for me, because we know he facilitates, bro. We know he creates, right? Last season in the Prem, he got 6 assists, which should be more, because some of the chances that guys were missing, some of the crosses he was putting in, guys are not, attacking them, was peak, right? If you go look at the season before that, before he joined Chelsea, he got 12 assists, bro. That was when he was playing with was it Larson, innit? Was it Larson and the other guy?
Wolves on them.
Yeah, so he got 12 assists that season, and he only scored 2 goals in the Prem. But he only played 20 games. But in 20 games, bro, 12 assists, you know the guy can create. But now the next level that he needs to get to is to be scoring these goals. And the thing with him, it's not that he hasn't got the ability to score, bro, because his ball striking is very good, right? I can figure that goal against Southampton when we played Southampton at home, when he was playing up top. Arsenal, bro, that goal that he scored. The problem with Neto is he does not shoot enough, right? Does not shoot enough. It's like he doesn't like shooting, bro. He'll cut in, he'll dilly-dally like Madueke, shoot into legs, right? Shoot into bodies, right? Or he'll rather facilitate. Use your left foot, use your right foot. He's a both-footed guy, yeah? So he needs to be able to, he needs to watch Esteval, in fact, and see how Esteval creates separation for himself, because that's Neto's biggest problem. When he creates separation, he's got a good shot, but he doesn't do it enough, right? That's the problem that you've got, and that's why his goals are not as high as they need to be, because he just doesn't take enough shots, doesn't shoot enough.
But what I said,
sorry. This is why, simplify it for him. Your job is crash the box, one touch finish, run in behind, finish 1v1. That's what he's doing in the Club World Cup, and it was working fine for him. But he did, like you said, he can shoot.
But even in the last game and the game before that, he did start to do that. I was about to add a simple point. Neto's IQ has improved in terms of when to be in the box, when to arrive, be at that back post. Look at the goal he scored against West Ham. Was it West Ham? Yeah, black jersey. West Ham. Yeah, Pedro to Pedro. And the link-up play between Pedro to Pedro is getting better. They're building a kind of chemistry there. Yeah. So and no, what Pedro Neto is doing, he's not putting the ball in that area. He's actually looking for someone's head. Whose head is he looking for? Joao Pedro. So what are we talking about here? Guys, I feel something cooking. That Pedro, Esteval, Palmer, PPP.
Personally, I think this is going to be his best season, GA-wise, personally, for me. Just the level of quality that's around him, like you're saying, Joao Pedro and that, these guys creating for him. Bro, that can be his bag, Matisse. running behind, because that's what Garnacho is going to be doing, bro. Garnacho, as much as we didn't want him, he'll be running in behind, bro. He runs in behind, bro. Neto needs to start doing that, because that guy, he's a good player. And what I really like as well, Eunice, before you come in, is the fact that we've been able to maintain his fitness, bro. Build Maresca a statue. If Maresca is able to build Fofana's fitness as well, because he's done it for Neto, he's done it for Reece, now your next big, your next big task now, is to do that for Fofana as well.
And Lavia.
And Lavia too, And if he manages to do that, build this baldy a statue, bro. I'm telling you. Big all the baldy people. Build him a statue if he does. I'm telling you, bro.
No, it's true. Look, with Neto, I think there's attributes that he has that there's other players that don't have, and then there's attributes that other players have that I don't think he has as much, like you've said, with when deciding to shoot. But when you look at and you pick out a really good example of Esteval, right? Esteval's got that skill to be able to, in a moment, get in between two defenders, cut inside, get himself out of that situation, and have a chance on goal. Neto doesn't strike me as someone like that. Neto is someone that's able to like run at a defender, pick a direction, cut out or cut in, and then have a bit of space. I feel like if you constrain him, you got 2 or 3 around him, at that point, he's just like, I got to pass the ball. Like, I've just got to try and find someone. Whereas I feel like you've got other players, maybe Garnacho. Maybe Garnacho will be like this too. I don't know. I've got a feeling. Maybe ball at feet, he can get himself out of situations. And that only helps you create more chances to shoot. So, because I agree. I feel like Neto doesn't shoot enough, but is that how he plays his game? Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like how he's been playing up until now, he's getting better and better. And I feel like, especially when it comes to his delivery, I agree, his GA is going to be higher, without a doubt, because now he's got players that are going to be on the end of his chances that he creates. So I feel like that's going to go up. His goal scoring, I feel like if he has space, he's able to shoot. I feel like if there's no space, I don't see him as the type of player that's going to sort himself out in a really stuck situation, whereas another player like an Esteval, I think, can. Maybe Garnacho is that type of player too. We'll see what happens. Gittins,
that's where he's got to learn, though. That's where he's got to learn, Eunice. Because when you're facing a low block, and you're trying to shoot and you're trying to find that space, right? Because there's times where it's just literally a simple drop of the shoulder and you bang it, right? There's many situations that can come out of that, Eunice. That comes from a deflection, You can deflect. The keeper, where there's so many bodies in the way, the keeper can barely see. He saves it, he fluffs it. Joao Pedro's there to just tap it in. Enzo's there to just tap it in. Neto, Esteval's there to just tap it in, right? There's so many different things that can happen, bro. How many times do we see people shooting, right? And it bounces off someone, and then before you know it, someone else scores.
100%, yeah.
Over the break, bro, I was watching, what was it, like 06, 07 best Premier League goals, Bro, do you know how many bangers I was seeing? How many long shots I was seeing? How often do you see that these days?
Those days are gone, man.
Walk it in. How about you just start to shoot, bro?
No one shoots like that anymore.
Do you know what, Don? I think managers I think kind of restricts these players these days to shoot. I feel the managers, they don't want to lose possession so easily unless you feel as a player that, okay, I feel really hot right now. I feel like if I let one rip, it's going to hit the back of the net. But I think predominantly these players, before they shoot, they probably think, "Ooh, the gaffer said not to do this, not to lose the ball in this area."
But sometimes
I feel like there's an element of that.
And I hear it, bro. But sometimes I can't lie, as a player, bro. You got to take responsibility, man. You're getting paid a lot of money. You're playing for Chelsea, bro. The manager, he'll guide you, but you need to be able to think outside the box as well. You need to be able to think, okay, this situation here, I can shoot. I can definitely shoot here, right? Not every time, if we give the ball away, because that shot could go in. That could be an extra goal to your name, bro. You know what I mean?
I agree. Facts. That's how it should be. I do think, though, Miz is on something here. I do think there's managers that will say, if you're in that situation, do not shoot. I need you to find an option. And the player's like, okay, well, crap, my hands are tied. I do think that actually goes down, but I agree with you. I think managers should be a little bit more loose. And if a player has that opportunity to shoot, bruv, you never know. It can take a deflection. Sometimes it's just a really good hit. Sometimes the keeper's sleeping. Sometimes you never know. So that I do agree. if we're talking about players shooting more, when it comes to someone like Neto, right? I think, and we go back to this because Matisse mentioned this, Neto needs to crash the box more. I feel like Neto needs to find himself in the box a lot more, even when chances are being built up, rather than just stay on the outskirts. Sometimes I find that he just decides to stick on the edge and just stay there. If he goes into the box more and finds himself there, I think he will have opportunities that land to his feet, basically, and he can shoot.
Yeah.
That Fulham goal, we remember, that Fulham goal was a clear example. He just managed to turn, shoot, and boom, all of a sudden we've won the game. He, I think, needs to find himself more in the box. If he does that, I think he'll be fine, because out the box, what he's supplying for whoever is in there, I think is class.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's depending on who's on the ball to shoot, because if it's a player like Gusto, no offense, don't shoot, brother.
Don't shoot.
Do not shoot.
Put
If it's Reece
the
James,
weapon down.
Yeah. Literally,
No.
do what you can. I would say do what you can, bro. Do what you can, man.
But if it's Reece James, let fly. That's all I'm saying.
Do you know what, Javon? That's such a good point, because I was going to say that. Yeah, don't give this license to everyone. This license is specific, player specific only. Hey, lads from All You Can Eat Chelsea said just shoot more.
No.
I really
The gun licenses can only be handed out to individuals. This ain't America. We ain't going to just give them to everybody.
100%, bro. Me, I love watching. I love seeing goals. Yeah, like how Delap scored against was it AC Milan when Delap scored? It was AC Milan, innit? When he scored, when he came off the bench. AC Milan.
Yep.
I love those sort of goals, bro. When Joao Pedro came on again, against, was it Leverkusen we played? Where Joao Pedro scored outside the box.
No, man, it was the Club World Cup. It was the Club World Cup game when we whipped it from
outside.
There was that one. But I'm saying in pre-season at the Bridge, he scored a goal as well outside the box. It was like the ball just kind of dropped to him, then he scored, man. Who was it? Against Leverkusen. One of those teams,
might have been
right?
Leverkusen.
I love those goals, bro, because honestly, when I'm watching teams like, for example, Liverpool, and I'm seeing like last season, Gakpo, Salah, these guys, bro, they take a lot of snapshots, right? A snapshot is basically a shot where you're not allowing the keeper to get his bearings together. To settle. So the ball will come and they just see that little bit of space, the ball's gone. Before you know it, the keeper's scrambling, bro, the ball's in the back of the net. Right? Them shots where you just take a snapshot, the ball comes, touch, bam. They're the sort of goals that I love. Yeah, Leverkusen, bro. Joao Pedro, if you go watch that goal again, keeper had no chance because he took it quickly. Delap, quick keeper, no chance because he took it quickly. We've got too many players. I spoke about this many times last season. Too many players like Sancho. Remember last year, they'll see the little gap and they're not trying to shoot. Yeah. This time round, I need these guys to be clinical, bro. Because goals is what's going to be winning us games. Yeah. Goals is what's going to be winning us games. And you're not going to always get clear-cut chance after clear-cut chance after clear-cut chance. Sometimes it's just a half chance you get, bro. But you need to show your quality in that finish. Do you get it?
100%. Matisse, were you going to say something, Javon?
Oh, yeah. And I said that's where, for me, the quality has been drastically improved in terms of clinical finishers. So, Delap, Joao Pedro, Esteval, and Palmer and Co. So, when my main theme of last season when I was doing match reviews and when I was here was we couldn't turn a half chance into a full chance to save our lives. And worse, those chances that shouldn't even have been chances, but people somehow find a goal. I think that improved the season. So I think those half chances will get more goals and we'll get more points. Where we end up, we'll see in the league.
100%. Matisse, look, next up is Brentford. Let's talk a little bit about Brentford. We'll touch a little bit on Bayern, but I think we've got another show before Bayern anyway. Brentford. Matisse, I don't really have good memories after international breaks, you know. I keep thinking about Thiago Silva, red cards, West Brom, doing us over. Like, I don't always have the greatest memories after an international break. Against Brentford, how are you feeling moving into this game? Like, are you pumped again? Are you ready to war? You're going to have the vest on? Like,
Yeah.
All of that?
Yeah, all of that. Because this is not the same Brentford. Like the Brentford that we're discussing is a Thomas Frank Brentford. It's it's an Ivan Toney or a Mbeumo, a Wissa, a Norgard. It's a different Brentford. It's a Brentford that has.
They got none of them anymore.
They got none of those guys. I'm sure there's other attackers even that are missing that have been really impressive for Brentford over the years. So, what was that guy's name? Benrahma. you remember Benrahma?
Yeah, Said Benrahma. Yeah, Said
Yeah,
Benrahma.
That's taking it all the way back. You know?
That's,
That guy,
taking it all the way back, bro.
That's Eunice's guy. That's Eunice's
Yeah,
guy.
I'm taking it all the way back because he was a
Yeah.
baller. Yeah, I mean, he was a baller. So
Not anymore.
I said Benihana, you know.
yeah, not anymore. Yeah, Benihana. It's a
Where
different.
is he
it's a
now?
different
Bro? Is he in Qatar or something? He's got like a Qatar in it or something like that.
No, he's Algerian.
Yeah,
No, I'm saying he's gone. He plays in Qatar.
Yeah, where is he?
I think he
Oh,
plays
he
in Qatar
plays-
now.
Saudi, yeah, Saudi
I
probably.
think,
Yeah.
Saudi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a different Brentford. We should be packing them. We should
No,
really.
but Matisse, I'm telling you, but they're listen again. I haven't watched full games of Brentford yet, but I've been keeping my eye close to see what they're on because you know, like a lot of people
they're
are predicting
competing.
to go down. Yeah, bro, they're not going down without a fight.
Absolutely.
It's not going to be no walkover, man. Like even here, I'm looking at their lineup for the last game. Yeah, so they play a 4-2-3-1. You've still got Damsgaard in the 10, who's very creative. Ouattara, they've bought from Bournemouth. We know that guy can be a pain. Cucurella should have him, to be fair. But then you're looking at their pivot, Henderson. Come on, we should be dominating that midfield, bro. Henderson in there. They've got a guy called Yarmolik, Ukrainian guy. That Sade guy, Kevin Sade, left wing, bro. He's got a strike.
Bro, he was a problem for us last season, Sade. I remember Sade.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He's not shit, bro. He can finish. I'm pretty sure he scored against us. Was it the year when we had Poch? I think he did, bro, off the bench.
Everyone scored against us. So if someone scored, just name that season. That season will be the one.
Yeah, and then they've got like decent build up with Van der Berg, Nathan Collins, and that. They've got Kelleher in goal. They've got this Thiago guy up top. I don't really know much about him, but he scored last game.
Yeah,
bro. Like I'm not going in there.
Now read out our team. Now read out our team.
Bro, our team's better than theirs, isn't it? I'm just saying
brother.
They've got a little. I'm telling you, bro. Don't be blindsided by the fact that France won. I'm saying it now.
This game is as hard as we decide to make it. If we turn up in the first 10 minutes and put a goal past them, this game opens up. If we want to be stiff and rigid and play games, then obviously it can be difficult. But for me, I'm going in with full chest, full confidence, 3 points. I'm expecting a convincing win. I'm expecting these guys to know that next week we're going into battle. That's real war. Bayern Munich, Manchester United away. So don't be going into war without your weapons. And the weapons need to be tested. And to test them, we must test them against Brentford. We must definitely test the weapons against Brentford.
Bro, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, Miz, yeah, because even last year when we played them away, right? Again, I was at that game, yeah. We should have beaten them. The chances that Enzo was creating. If you remember that chance that Enzo played to Jackson, bro, through on goal, and man he just kicked it to the side, bro. Like it went way past the post, and it's like, Brentford, bro. They've been a real thorn for Chelsea. Well, Thomas Frank actually has been a real thorn for Chelsea, right? So we need to start packing these guys because we pack Fulham most of the time, and these guys are obviously West London as well. We need to deal with them, man. We need to deal with them. They've got a nice, cute little stadium and that, but bro, we need to deal with them this weekend. Matisse is right.
We have to.
100%. Do you know what, Don? I'll let you quickly go because I know you've got to go. And I'll continue talking with the lads. We probably won't go for too much longer, but I'll let you go because I know you've got another commitment. Thank you as always, Don. Big up to you, my man. Eunice, I was going to say, I don't know. I need you to convince me, bro. I don't know why I'm feeling a bit nervous going. And you know me, I'm not nervous. Matisse knows I'm not nervous. I'm generally not nervous, but I have this. I don't know why I'm getting this stupid vision that we're about to screw up after an international break against Brentford. Help me get out of this nonsense situation that I have in my head.
Okay. Miz, you've been scarred by the past.
Yes.
This is now time for some therapy. This is a new dawn. It's a new era. It's a new time. Without the problems that we once had, where we were struggling to get past these minute situations and thinking, what's wrong with this quality? What are we doing? Well, now we have gone forward. And because we have gone forward, you must
leave this calm.
It's what good. Was in the past, because you cannot revisit the past. So because you cannot revisit the past, you must leave it there.
This is literally doing a Saeed.
And now you must look forward with the tools that we have at our disposal and the lack of tools that Brentford have at their disposal. Unlike before, they have gone to the past, Brentford. A time where they were once not in the Premier League is what they are now beginning to look like. So we must go in with confidence that we will go in and sort our little West London brother out.
See, you know what just did it right there. That right little there. West London. I'm back.
Pat him on the head. Pat him on the head. Also, do you know what news just broke? Is that Ange Postecoglou has been appointed as Nottingham Forest's manager.
Yep, big up. Can't wait for their highline.
That's crazy. They do not have Greek brother to play his football.
Greek brother going for Greek brother. You know what? I saw Eunice tweeting yesterday, Jose Mourinho. That Nottingham Forest for Jose Mourinho would have been so beautiful as well.
I thought they would have turned to him, especially with the Europa League. I thought
Do you know what it is, Eunice? You can tell they're trying to change the style of football.
Apparently so.
Yeah, they're trying to be different. They don't want to be associated with what they've been doing.
But Greek brothers as well, Matisse. Greek owner, Greek.
Okay.
You know, like I think Marinakis invited Ange Postecoglou not that long ago to some special event or something in Greece. So, because obviously Ange Postecoglou having Greek heritage. I sort of thought that might go down, but anyway, Nottingham Forest. Yeah, good luck with Ange. It is what it is. Javon, I'm now feeling a lot better after that therapy from Eunice. But Javon looks like he's frozen. Javon looks like he's gone. Oh no, he's there.
Therapy was so good that he couldn't believe
it. He had to just pause. Javon, you there, bro? I don't think Javon's there. No, but
I think he is. But I think he's playing. He's playing games.
What?
Oh no, he's
Javon, this is not time to play games, bro.
No, he's not.
I'm back.
Oh, he's cooked. He's cooked.
Looks like the United States have jumped onto Mackie D's Wi-Fi.
Can you?
Wow.
Wow. He's out of now, Eunice, that the part that really got me going when you said that little, West London brothers. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, what's there to worry about, man?
Listen. No, let's.
Yeah.
So there's two things. Have Chelsea increased in terms of quality? Have we moved a little bit forward? Yes.
Am I back? Can you guys?
Brentford, big up. Yes. McDonald's Wi-Fi now working. With Brentford, they've definitely regressed. But I feel like the hesitation is coming from a place of what we have begun to got used to over the last 2-3 years. Yeah. It's just we where we've been and what we've seen, especially post-international break, is what we've kind of begun to get used to.
Yeah.
That's where we got to cut it off. That's a PTSD talking. It's PTSD talking. Like now is a chance to be able to bury that and put that into the ground and get a result and then start to move in the way that we should be moving. So,
and you know what, Eunice, just on top of that, before I go to Javon, there could potentially be other Premier League rivals that are going to compete at the highest level for this season's title, because I believe we should be in the mix of title contenders. That's how I feel. They could potentially drop points this week, and we should look to capitalize against Brentford. Because I believe Arsenal's got Nottingham Forest, so there could be an Ange Postecoglou bounce. I don't know.
Liverpool away to Burnley. They'll win that.
They'll win. They'll win that.
Man City are playing Man United. Do you know what it is? Yeah.
Oh, Man City playing Man United.
Yeah, I'm just ignoring everything. I'm in title fight mode. I don't really know what.
Come on.
I don't even know what everybody else is on, but I'm on title fight mode. So that means we have to win the game. Like
me too.
It's not even about what we have, what we don't have. I don't care.
You don't want no excuses. That's what you're saying. I don't want to hear it.
By any means necessary.
I don't care.
Excuses. See you later.
Yeah, I don't care. I am in title fighting mode, and that means
I'm gonna use
you go to places like this and you win. You win. You just win these games. It's
Right.
as simple as that. I don't care if the half space is vacant or if it's occupied. I don't care if the touchline is chalk or not chalk. I don't care how long the grass is. I don't care. You have to win this game. That's it. If we're going to be in a title fight, this game is non-negotiable. It's not a discussion. You go here, you win. Now, how you win is up to you. You can win it well. You can win it ugly. You can do this. You can do that. That is up to you. That's your prerogative. But you have to win the game. And then we move
Give
to the
me
next.
the 3 points.
Absolutely.
I like it, Matisse. I like it. Now, you know what? That's pretty much bang on. That's pretty much bang on. Javon, straight after that, Bayern Munich. Let's talk a little bit about that before we go into the super chats and wrap things up. Bro, back into the Champions League settings, man. It's been a while. 2 seasons away. Bro, there you go, bro. That music.
Am I crying?
I can't.
I'm real. Am I
You know
crying?
what? I know we're all going to be watching, and I know most of us are going to be doing a watch along. I can't wait for that scenario to be back, man. The Conference League settings last season, watching Matisse randomly talking to different people. Brother had no idea who he's saying hello to. He's just saying hello to everyone.
And
Drinking
and horse meat. And what else did you have out there, bro?
Bro, he was everywhere. It was mad. Those were movies, by the way. If you guys haven't watched that, go and check those vlogs out. Unbelievable. Javon, good to be back in the Champions League. And what a first game. Bayern Munich away from home. Nicholas Jackson talking a lot of talk.
Mhm.
And then their hierarchies are also talking a lot of talk. Bro,
Listen,
this game, bro. What's going to happen?
listen. Before I get into that, let me set the scene for you guys.
Oh,
The Gargantua and Chelsea. So, word to Lewis. We're imagine the lineup. The Champions music is about to hit. You see Caicedo, right? You know the lineup. The Caicedo, the little children, Caicedo, Palmer, Joao Pedro, Estevao in the lineup. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be. I might shed a tear. Right? Soldiers, call ready. No, but for real, it's going to be a scene just hearing the Champions League music back where we belong, back where we won our first time. What a way to return!
Oh,
Come on.
You feel
oh,
it?
Come on.
shit.
You feeling it?
Oh,
No.
shit.
Oh.
What a way to return to the Champions League, where we won our first.
Where it all began. Where it all began.
Where it all began.
Let it
And
all work out.
Bro, that's iconic, you know. Returning
That is
back
iconic.
to where it
That
all
is-
began.
That's a great
iconic.
mention.
right?
Yeah.
And the last point on that, the biggest point for me is, like I said earlier in the show, and like I said on my show, I have a new show coming up on my channel, people. It's called UCL Nights. It will be releasing Wednesday or Thursday this week. I'm actually editing it right now. But
Nice.
the biggest thing for me is, now is your time. The world stage is yours. So all those conversation about Caicedo is not one of the best. Kill that Caicedo. This is the first game. I just want you to put a marker out. Enzo
Facts.
Fernandez. We can forgive the first 3 games if you show up and show out against Bayern Munich. Call Jermaine Palmer. I need you to kill these. Are you world class? Are you?
Oh,
No.
shit.
I need you to show up and show out. And Joao Pedro, you sold us dreams. You see me dancing? You sold us dreams. Bring those dreams to reality. Bring those dreams to reality, because we, as Chelsea fans, we, as a United fan, we know what these players can do. But I'm tired of the disrespect. I'm tired of it. So go to the Allianz Arena, show up and show out. But in terms of the game, Bayern Munich, their starting 11 is good. But what do they have on the bench? The off the bench quality has diminished over the years, right? But guess whose off the bench quality has drastically increased? Ours.
I'm
So,
trying to win that game.
bro,
Oh,
2-0.
Bro.
I'm trying to win that
2-0.
game.
What are we talking about?
When you're talking about disrespect and all of that, right? And I feel like after the PSG game, I even think there's even Chelsea fans that are going, no, you know, it's probably not as good as it looked or as it seemed. Anyone that has doubt on what Chelsea are capable of, if we beat Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena, you best believe everyone will go, oh, no, shit, they're serious. They're
Mhm.
serious. Done.
we
That's
need
it.
this. We need this.
Instantly.
need this.
You beat
And I
Bayern
We
Munich.
need this.
And you know what? It's like Javon touched on. Look, our old guard went and done it by winning a Champions League final there, right? you guys can surely go there and win a group game, right?
League phase game.
Come on. You know what I mean?
phase, yeah.
Yeah, league phase. Like, let's go and get the job done, and let's proper silence everybody. Because I feel like if we actually do that and beat Bayern Munich, everyone's gonna look at that PSG game as well and go, "Nah, shit, that wasn't luck. These lot are actually top tier. Let's go."
And you know, be great. Really,
You can
really
beat
quickly.
Luis Enrique. You can beat Vincent Kompany.
100%.
Oh,
Why are you gonna say it like that?
Because I have to. Because I have to.
100%.
I have to make it clear. Like Enrique going into that final, it wasn't just about the trophy. It wasn't just about playing the best team in the world. It was about playing a manager that a lot of us was like, damn, you know, we know Miz is a massive Luis Enrique fan. Damn, we should have got him instead of Poch. Where would we be? The project, comparing projects, right? PSG project versus Chelsea project, two youngest teams in the world, etc. All of the narratives around it. That was a big win. That was a big, big win. People will try to dress it up. The ops, that was a big win for more reasons than you can believe.
Matisse, we messed up Luis Enrique. We messed him up.
Look, brothers, some of their defenders was handed in transfer requests the next night. Yeah. Now, company was also on our shortlist, so we have to slap him on the top of his bald head as well. Bald for bald.
Shit.
We can go bald for bald.
For me, I just want what would make me so happy is Nicholas Jackson is on a 1v1 running behind and he just takes a donkey touch.
He ain't starting. He ain't starting. He's gonna be coming off the bench.
He
Is he even allowed to play against us? Is he allowed to play?
Yeah,
He's loud.
Listen, if that brother comes on and scores against us,
he will not.
This needs to be the motivation. We actually have to win that game because if he comes on and scores the winner,
we have to.
Imagine if he came on and scored the winner. Imagine the head loss.
I have to deal with
bro.
Robert.
You're gonna be the first one. You're gonna be like, he should have stayed at Chelsea.
If that happens, I am going to catch everyone, lick my hand. I am slapping everyone across their head. Everyone. The whole fan base, if that was to happen. I'm just slapping.
Bro, you know who else will be there? Assad, bro. Assad's gonna have a undercover Bayern Munich jersey, bro. I know you, Assad, bro. You have a Jackson Bayern Munich jersey. I know you, dirty rat. 100% you're having that.
On top of that, listen, there's one guy in that whole Bayern Munich institution right now that was there in 2012.
Who?
Neuer.
Manuel Neuer.
Oh, yes. Manuel Neuer.
Hey, listen, anyone that wants to talk about dark arts, now we play dark arts. Yeah, this is the moment to play dark arts. I would go into Manuel Neuer's face and be like, yo, do you remember this?
PTSD.
Oh, shit.
PTSD.
Yeah? It's been a while since we saw each other. You ain't ready for this, lad.
Someone's got to do that.
Oh, my
Someone's
got to try and rattle him.
Someone. See, that's something that Delap would have done, man.
Yeah, we need the lap back. You're right, you guys. I know we're taking a bit. But
I can see Enzo Fernandez do that.
True.
Yeah,
he's dirty like that. He's dirty like
someone's got to rattle him, give him some PTSD of that night. Something. Just get it into his head.
You guys do realize the last time we faced Bayern Munich in the Champions League, we lost.
Yes, I remember.
No.
Yeah, we got slapped up.
I think was it Calamat Tonodoy that scored or something?
It was Lampard's season. We got slapped up.
That never happened.
That was when they was having like Alphonso Davies was ripping.
That was FIFA. That was
Matisse.
FIFA.
They bopped us around.
They bopped us. They bopped us.
They did us dirty that season.
PS3 settings, man. That was FIFA.
We weren't playing the same sport as them that night.
We turned the console off after. It's fine.
Now, you know what? We need to win that. We do need to win that. Anywho, let's get on the super chats. Harry, thank you so much. Can Jackson play against us? Love the show as always. Yep, very timely, Harry. There you go. Harry actually posted that. Harry, you must have known that we're going to talk about this right at the end. Good on you, Harry. Alhambra, big up to you. Garnacho and Gittins will start. Steve will play 10. Neto will be striker. Enzo Santos pivot. It will be a frustrating game. Be ready for that. Do you know what? I think Garnacho might start, He has been training all this, but then again, he hasn't played.
Mm-hmm.
He might play against Brentford.
Yeah. I think he'll be off the bench maybe first.
Yeah.
off the bench against Brentford, and then see how it goes from there. I don't think.
Do you reckon Bonanote will play at all?
Is he saying this will be the team against Brentford? No. We can't do this. You see, this is where if I see that now, I'm gonna have a heart attack. We're not doing against Brentford, Garnacho, Gittins,
False
Steve,
nine.
and Neto. No. Don't take the piss here. We're not taking. Where's no. On God.
No. We'll swiftly move on to the
next. If we do that, me and Maresca are gonna have a fight.
Harry, thank you for the super chat. New Brighton loan is mid-right, is nothing else. You know what? Quickly, Eunice, Bonanote, is he going to feature or? Well, bro, I don't understand this, bro.
Okay, so politically, why would we play Aloni before our own players? We have no option to buy, no obligation. It's the same situation we saw with Santos at Nottingham Forest. Same situation Gu found himself at Sunderland in the first 3 matches. He'll play, but he'll play when it's an emergency or off the bench, but he won't be an important player. Not for me. Not when there's nothing in it for us. Why are we developing Brighton's players anyway?
But Matisse, Brighton undercover are like a sister club to us. So developing their players is like really buying our players.
Listen, we never get a discount. We always pay quite nice money. Quite nice money. So look, the way I would look at this is he's got to do more to get equal or more minutes. To get equal minutes, he's got to do more than others. And the more he flourishes for us, the higher the price tag becomes when we go back to Brighton to negotiate. And I don't think we will anyway, because there's Kendry Pires, there's Quenda. So there is no real need to negotiate with Brighton for this player because we have our own players coming through. Unless we want to stockpile and sell him on, but we can't sell him on if we have to pay a lot of money. So
I don't understand this loan move. I don't understand it.
Panic. There was a panic. It was
just a panic because they didn't get Simmons and they didn't get Lopez.
This is clearly Premier League depth. That's it. Because he's not even in the UEFA squad. He's not even. He spoke about having to get to play Champions League. No, brother, sorry, mate.
Has he even got a squad number?
I don't think he has a squad number yet.
The way Eunice just did that. I want to play. No, brother.
He got excited. He got excited, and Chelsea were like, "Come here, let me have a word." Yeah. With Buonanotte now, he's only available for Premier League, so he will only be called upon if we have to have cover in the Premier League games, and that's it. So no, he won't start because clearly I think everyone can see what his role will be. So no, don't worry, he won't start, but he'll be used from time to time. I think he'll be used just to maybe give Palmer a little bit of cover, Esteban a little bit of cover, some rest, minutes. That's it.
Well, there's still talks about Fermin Lopez, so I won't be surprised if we try and go for him in January and then send him back. Send Bonanotte back.
If there's one thing this model is not about, it is developing someone's player so they can charge us or charge others more for said player.
Yeah,
I know that.
Let me help you develop.
There's a lot of things I don't know, but if I do know one thing, is we are not here to make others money. So politically, because it does come into context when we're talking about football, there's so much money involved. There's been times where players have got, if they have, so say Bayern Munich do give Jackson 39 starts and the 40th is on the last day of the season in the Bundesliga. You think they're going to start him? No, because politically they're not trying to pay. When there's a goal bonus or this, you go down the lower leagues, it happens. If there's money on the line and the maths ain't mapping, we go and change things. We're definitely going to make things, switch up. So he you could tell just by the way he's talking. He knows he just here to train and he ain't even got a shirt number. How are you going to go out there with no shirt number?
He'll have the Trivago training jersey on, and we're not even with Trivago anymore.
Real quickly, I wasn't here when you guys discussed it. Who in the Lord's name negotiated that obligation to buy with 40 starts for Nicholas Jackson? They do realize that Harry Kane is a starting striker for Bayern Munich, right?
Yeah, but this is where it's the battle of the brief. Because how is it reported? If you report it my way or your way. If I report it my way, I've negotiated obligation to buy for Nicholas Jackson at 70 million euros. I didn't tell you what the clauses were. If I brief it Bayern's way, here's the terms. It's never going to happen. Relax, fan base. We're not going to pay 70 million euros for Jackson. So everybody kind of got what they want because everybody now has their PR out there, depending on who you listen to. But that's why you can't really celebrate or clap that deal until in the summer. If it goes through, Chelsea win. If it doesn't go through, Chelsea. I'm not going to say they lose because they still got a great loan fee, but depending on how our season goes, if his absence is felt, we'll see. But you know,
someone raised a good point on this as well in a comment, and I remember, and I was like, oh, you know what? It's an interesting way of looking at it because it is true. As long as he's getting game time, irrespective if he gets to 40 or not, but if he plays and he's playing consistently and enough, his value won't decrease.
Yeah.
If he does end up showing back up to Chelsea, he does show at least a little bit. I'm actually hoping he goes and scores some goals. Like, please, Nico, please finish. Like, you know what I mean? Don't
Look
not
how he looks
finish.
at the camera. Look how he
Like,
looks at the camera.
Do you know what I mean? Like, something.
Please.
Give us something. And then by the end of that, and it's like Matisse was talking about financially, politically, book value. Technically, Chelsea won't lose, even if we find another buyer, even for less money, because 1 year would have passed. So on Chelsea's end, they can still make profit off Jackson, even if it were going to be for less money than 70 million right now, because in a year's time, that could work out in our favor. Plus the loan fee, it's that. I think the biggest loser in this situation could probably be Jackson. But anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
You know what?
I find it wild that the Bayern Munich board member, right, Ulai, can come out publicly and speak like that without Jackson kicking a ball yet.
That's mad. That's so
mental.
mad.
Yeah. You don't know what he's gonna do in the Bundesliga because the Bundesliga and Premier League are different.
Yep.
Do you know what? When I saw that obligation to buy figure, I remember specifically that amount. Straight away, I commented. I think it might have been under Fabrizio Romano's tweet. I said, you know what? I'm sure there's some sort of a penalty clause here to pull out because even though that's what I expect from Nicholas Jackson to fetch that type of money, but always had a feeling that that's something is wrong over here. And then ended up being. Alhambra, thank you so much, my man. Q's main problem is his movement in the box. Outside the box, he's quite techie and links up play well, but he's not an outlet and he's not a box striker. Look, I think all of this Mark Yu talk will only become more prominent if Cole Palmer doesn't come back quickly enough. So if Cole Palmer only misses Brentford, or even if he comes back against Brentford, then Mark Yu, we don't need to worry too much about him. He'll just come off the bench and try and do a job for us. But if the longer I feel Cole Palmer is not in the squad, I think Enzo Maresca will prefer Joao Pedro in the 10, and then you need a striker. And Mark Yu is the only striker available right now after Joao Pedro. So that could be a sticky situation. Assad, big up, my man. Idealist coaches are killing football. We have one. Assad, you're never going to stop, bro. I just wonder what's going to happen if we win like a Champions League or the Premier League, how Assad will, what his perspective will be then. Desi Blue, thank you so much, my man. The Jackson deal was structured as an obligation only to satisfy the UEFA sanction. Ooh. That way, we get the flexibility to use these positive ballots in the winter window. Else, we can use it next season if sanctions continue. There's a lot of, you know what? I'm starting to feel
politics.
Even the fan base are starting to think like the owners now. You know what I mean? Loopholes, this, that, the other. Business.
Because at the end of the day, this is where football's gone. Football as a whole has gone in that direction. So it's either you step up or you step aside. We're now entering a time where it's not like before. Like we're starting to see that. Even 10 years ago, it was a different game. Now, there's so much of this going on because of how much money has now been injected into the sport and how much it generates, especially in England. You have to take all this into consideration. You have to. If not, you're being ignorant at that point.
Yeah, business is so important.
Just remember that the aim is not to get round UEFA sanctions, get round FFP, get round PSR, sell the most, make the most money,
trophies.
buy the most, spend the most money. The only tangible thing that actually matters in terms of how successful your football club is trophies. And as long as everybody
100%.
remembers that, we'll have no problems, chat.
That's true. That's true. Roman's descendants, thank you so much. Just tuned in. Big ups to the panel and the chat. And I appreciate that. All right. That brings us to the end of today's show. Matisse, the Premier League and normal domestic competitions and European competitions all kicks off. What you got coming up, brother? Obviously, things will kick off very, very soon. I think Big Six is happening again down the track this week. On
Thursday. Yeah. We shot a back your chat in Shoreditch there over the weekend. So that was a madness. Turkish defending his point that London is red. So we had to.
By the way, these back your chats, they really pop off, huh?
Yeah.
Like
Listen, one day, brother, hopefully it'll be in Australia. You know what I'm saying? We did one in South Africa. It's a worldly thing. You know what I mean? We take it around.
You might see in the background kangaroos jumping around.
Hopefully, we had it in LA. We've had it in South Africa. So we bring it with us on our trips. So
if you want to let's go to Jamaica. Go to the streets of Jamaica.
Absolutely, I would hope, bro. That would be my dream to have it in Jamaica. So I want it in every. I want it in every continent. I want it in every country on my list. That's over the next 10 years. So no, I'm loving it. It's fun, man. It was fun to host it. But in terms of content, listen, I'm just waiting for something important. You know what I'm saying? Important bid. But not a transfer. Not a transfer. I'm done with that. But,
are you gonna watch England's match tonight? By the way,
Serbia. Yeah, I'll probably tune into this one. To be fair, I didn't tune into Andorra, but that was because it was Andorra. But to be honest, I'm not really taking much from them because I know that Thomas Tuchel is only going to be judged from match day 1 in the World Cup until whenever he either knocked out or wins it, and that's it. These qualifiers don't mean anything. I really nothing.
England's going to qualify as well, so it's not a biggie. Eunice, what's happening on the horizon?
A very joyous horizon, actually. So obviously the build up to the Premier League weekend, and the normal videos as they pop in with all the latest, as I normally do, for Eunice Talks Football. And something else is pretty imminent now.
Big bomber, big dagger to drop.
Yeah, fairly decent sized bomber. Big dagger. So
I'm in the know. I'm ITK. If you guys want to know.
He is ITK.
I'm ITK on this.
And how am I doing? These two will be ATK after we go off air.
Javon, bro. Obviously, you've got the UCL nights. That's going to happen. What else is going on, brother?
Match reviews resume this Saturday against Brentford. And please don't make me be angry. I kind of stopped them because I was getting angry and I was losing my crap last season. Please don't make me be angry. Match reviews resume, and another episode of the Sideline View should be released tomorrow. Let's see if Robert's back from his Andy shenanigans. Once he's back, we record and then we're up. So content is back and we move.
Nice. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys subscribe to each and every one of us. All of the links are in the description, and for Don as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to Don and Javon, all of us. Smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. And I hope you guys have all enjoyed this show. Until next week, same time. See ya.